When do you start it? Right before the due date. Has anyone here ever been in fucking high school? When did you do your assignments? I mean, yes, everybody like, all right, check your assignment notebook. Sweet. I've got a week to finish this paper. Gonna get started on it, gonna finish now. No, you're not going to do that. You're gonna do it Sunday night before it's due on Monday. You set these goals, you set this timeline, and what do? You kick the can down the road until you start to actually feel the pressure of this self-imposed timeline approaching. Why wait to feel the pressure to get it done? Shit. Blew my mind.
What the hell's going on out here?
Hey, what's up? Dr. Taylor. Welcome to another episode of Fueled by Spite, the podcast. So, had my mind blown last week. I had the opportunity and the privilege to go to a mastermind with a bunch of really high-performing, high-earning business people, primarily chiropractic, but a smattering of other industries represented as well. This took place over just north of Edinburgh, Scotland, and it was a 3-day intensive, and we just sat around and talked business, talked shop, what's working, what's not working, and how to improve, and how to build not only the businesses that we're running and the projects that we're starting, podcast, perfect example, but also how to create relationships to expedite the process. So, group of people, some of them are familiar with one another, some of them are not. I am rather new in the group. What does every group kind of start with? Let's just do a little round table, introduction, name, game, what have you. Who are you? What do you do? Why are you here? What do you want to get out of this weekend? And I'm sitting about halfway in the middle of the room, comes around to me. James Taylor, chiropractor, all around good guy to know. What do I want to do? I want to put an associate in my office. I want to build another office. I want to get this done in 3 to 5 years. Beyond that, I want to build a sports complex centering around rugby. And eventually I want to parlay that into some sort of sports ownership, team ownership. And I want to do this in 3 years, in 5 years, in 8 years, in 10 years. And somebody goes, why not do it as fast as you can? Shit, what? But I thought we're supposed to have like a 3-year plan and a 5-year plan and a 10-year plan. Well, why do you want to do it in those amounts of times? Well, the reason being, my kids are starting school, and in 3 to 5 years, that's when, after school activities will pick up. That's when things will pick up that I want to go and attend, and I don't want to be stuck in the office. Sorry, daddy couldn't come. He had to work. That's why I have that timeline. Okay, well, cool. But why not get it done as fast as you can instead? Shit, I don't know why not? That's a really good fucking idea. Why don't I just get it done as fast as I can? We had a previous episode, just go, just do it. Instead of bringing on an associate and training him up and then buying a building and doing a build out and putting him in it in the next 3 years, why not just do it as fast as I can? As they said, if you put a due date on something, when does it get done? It gets done by the due date. When do you start it? Right before the due date. Has anyone here ever been in fucking high school? When did you do your assignments? I mean, yes, everybody like, all right, check your assignment notebook. Sweet. I've got a week to finish this paper. Gonna get started on it, gonna finish now. No, you're not going to do that. You're gonna do it Sunday night before it's due on Monday. You set these goals, you set this timeline, and what do? You kick the can down the road until you start to actually feel the pressure of this self-imposed timeline approaching. Why wait to feel the pressure to get it done? Shit. Blew my mind. And I have been more productive getting these things done as fast as I can in the last week since returning than I have in any other time. No, That's not to say there isn't a time and a place, no pun intended, for setting goals and setting dates that you want this stuff accomplished by. But at the same time, why not just try and do it as fast as you can? Because if your goal is just to get it done and to get it done well, then you're going to start doing that from the get-go. Another thing, during this introduction, I'm in a time of transition, I said, because in my mind, I'm transitioning from a solo practitioner to a multi-doctor office. Somebody else at the thing, her name is Lacey Book. She goes, everybody's in a state of transition all the time. And transition sometimes sounds like a bad thing to people, or maybe not bad, but a scary thing to people. Because what are you doing if you're transitioning? You're leaving something behind. You might be forcing yourself to let something go. But what if you don't want to do that? I'm in a state of transition. No, you're not, because we all are. You're in a state of expansion. You're in a state of growth. Oh, I agree with you. I am. Because I'm not transitioning out of the office. I'm not transitioning from chiropractor to extremely influential, handsome, good-looking, funny podcast host. I'm growing into that. I'm expanding into that. Because I'm not leaving these other things behind. And then if you don't look at it as a state of transition, but a state of growth, a state of expansion, all of these things take time. Time is the only constant. Time is the only bit of currency that is going to be used throughout all this stuff. So if you've only got a finite amount of time, that's the only finite resource you have. There is endless amounts of money out there. There's endless amounts of people that can help you grow and expand. Time is the only thing that is finite. Time is what you have to use diligently. Time is what you can't get back. I always make more money. I was having this conversation, I think it might have been a previous interview. One of the great things about being an entrepreneur is I can always make more money. Why do you talk about money all the time? Because money is awesome. It helps so many people. It really does. And the more money you have, the more you can give away. And you can always get more of it. You can't get more time. You have to pay with time. Time is money. Time is energy. Time is currency. Time is energy. And you have to pay with your energy of time. You don't get credit for time served. Not in the real world, anyway. Time's all you got. So you have to make the most use of it. So why not, going back to that previous episode, why not just get started now? Why not just go? That's what this podcast is right here, this episode. I actually came down here. I came here to do other stuff, but then this hit me. Hey, I need to go. I need to make this. I need to talk about this right now. I need to get this out because there's a thought flash in here. And if I don't grab a hold of it, it's going to leave me. It's going to go to somebody else, and somebody else is going to use their time to make use of it. And if you put yourself on a deadline, then cool, you're just going to kick that can down the road until that time has to be compressed. A due date, you set yourself a goal. How many times have you done it and you just fell short? Almost made it. I mean, yeah, you might have improved upon a previous goal, but you didn't actually hit your goal. You almost made it. So it is an extreme paradigm shift to go from, I want to get this done by this date, and then grow into a mindset of, I want to get this done as fast as I can. Like, just say it to yourself. If you're out there right now and you're listening to this and you have a business or you're going to start a business, you probably have a timeline. You probably have a date that you want things accomplished by. Take one of those goals that you have written down, and you better fucking have it written down, and just take off the date and put in the words, as fast as I can. I want to have 100 subscribers on this podcast in 12 months' time. I want to have 100 subscribers on this podcast by December 31st, 2024. That sounds cool. does. It's a worthy goal. I want to have 100 subscribers on this podcast as fast as I can. That's different. That lights a fire under, well, shit, it lights one under me. But again, as I've said before, this podcast isn't going to fit for everybody. This advice might not work for you. But I heard that and it's like it was a switch. It changed. And it really makes me look at the amount of time that this is going to take differently. When I say this is going to take, not this is going to take to reach the goal, but the amount of time that this is going to take for me to actually put the work in. Because if it's 12 months down the road, I've got 11 months to fuck around. But if I want to do it as fast as I can, and I know the only thing that's holding me back is the amount of time I put into it, that's different. Timelines, dates, quality things to have, but don't hang your hat on it. If you got a goal, accomplish it as fast as you can. If you already did it, set the new goal just to double it. I want to double my productivity. I want to double my amount of subscribers. I want to double the amount of money I make as fast as I can. Take the calendar out of it. It's a really neat way to start to look at things. Because the only thing we have that is finite is time. We can get more of everything else. We can get more friends. We can get more money. Can't get more time. Just do it as fast as you can. Get rid of the calendar because you don't get credit for time served. And when the muse hits, again, previous episode, just go. That's why we're here right now. That's why you're listening to me, because I was doing something else and then this hit me and I said, I got to put this out there now. Because the universe, God, Jesus, Allah, Buddha, whoever it is you want to believe that's going to put these ideas in your head, they're going to do it for a finite amount of time. And if you don't grab it, you don't take it, you lose it. And that idea goes off into the ether and it'll sneak into somebody else's head. How many times have you heard of somebody or even happened to yourself? I've got this great idea. I've got this invention, but you didn't do anything about it. And then you saw a couple months, couple years down the road, somebody else did it. Because you had that idea and you didn't act on it. You didn't take the time. It left you. It went into somebody else's head. That's how these things work. So when you get the muse that strikes, you get the fire under your ass, take the time to do it right then and do it as fast as you can, but do it with quality. I really like doing this. I hope you guys are getting something out of this. If nothing else, than just a little change in perspective. Because that's what this last week was. It was a gigantic change in perspective. Wonderful new way to look at things. And I also met a good number of people who are doing better than me. I'm going to get them. And they know that. Some of you already watched this podcast. It's cool. Better than me yesterday? Yeah, probably. But if I'm not, it's still a win-win. Oh, he's better than me? Cool. I'm going to go after that guy. She's better than me? I'm going to do what they're doing instead. You know why? Because I'm fucking fueled by spite. Again, you'll learn more here by accident than elsewhere by design. And that is awesome. Share, like, tell your friends. Again, if you got a cool story you want to share with us, with our listeners, with our watchers, whatever, shoot us a DM. Slide on in here. Love to have you. Right here, fueled by spite. You guys have a great rest of your day.